Hey guys, Chart Stoppers back with another video. In this channel, we take a look at different stocks and map out their key support and resistance areas on their chart. It's important to know these areas before buying any stock, and it's also important to know what kind of a trend a stock is in before you buy into it. Support and resistance is one of the most important things you should know about a stock before you either buy or sell. Also, if you're doing any day trading, swing trading, or options, you're definitely going to want to get familiar with support and resistance. Just to let you know, I am not a financial expert. These videos are for educational purposes only, but I am here to point out key factors on the charts which do impact the price action of a stock. I also provided a link in the description for Webull. You could use that to start an account and get 2 free stocks. I also provided a link for Robinhood. You could use that to start an account and get 1 free stock. Just to let you guys know, we will be doing 3 videos per week on 3 different stocks. So if you have a recommendation, leave a comment below and I'll try to get to your recommendation. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification button so you don't miss out on any videos in the future. Okay, let's get into the market today. Today, the S&P 500 is up 0.78%. The Dow Jones is up 0.27%, and the NASDAQ is up pretty big today, 1.4%. This is all coming after President Biden's speech yesterday, coming after the market closed about the infrastructure plan that he has coming in the future. So the market is taking that into consideration today, and it seems like it is good news for the market, and everything is green today. So today I wanted to take a look at a stock that has been getting crushed lately. This stock has been beaten down this past couple months. It's come down from an all-time high, and it has really taken a beating. The stock I'm talking about today is Hyliion Holdings Corporation. A lot of people might know about this. They were a SPAC, a pretty big SPAC that came out last year in 2020. They are an EV semi-truck company that makes, electric semi-trucks. So, they make hybrid electric powertrains for trucks. They engage in the provision of hybrid technology for tractor trailers. They were founded by Thomas Healy in 2015. Their headquarters are in Cedar Park, Texas. And a couple other things about Hyliion. Their market cap is $2.02 billion. And that's about it for now. Their 52-week high, as you could see on the chart, was $58.66, which they hit on September 2nd, 2020. Okay, and today, on April 1st, 2021, they're trading at $10.88. Okay, they're up a little bit today, 21 cents. They're actually doing pretty good today. They're up 1.87% today. They've been, like I said, this company has been taking a beating lately from their all-time highs, which are, just a couple months ago back in September of 2020. So we're going to get into their chart and take a look at what happened and see where we should go from here. Okay, so I have their daily chart up on the screen here. This is their full daily chart. It's not really long here. Like I said, they came public via SPAC merger on June 19th, 2020. You could see right here. And, they took off as soon as they came out. It was a big thing last year, was these electric vehicles. It was a big thing, and everyone was trying to get into them when they came out. And especially these semi-trucks. When people heard about these, that was a big thing also. And you could see the big run-up right here around August. That was a huge run-up for this. It went all the way from about $20 right here to the all-time high of almost $60 in a matter of a couple weeks, actually, So basically, you saw this thing just go almost straight up, just parabolic straight up, and, just everybody was trying to get in. It was basically FOMO at that point, and FOMO can lead to a lot of people bag holding, and I think that's what happened to a lot of people when a lot of people bought in at this area up here. they got left holding the bag up here, because now you saw the big fall down here. You saw this thing, it reached this top, and it never even really came close to retesting that. That's why I have my top support, or this top resistance here. It should be at 56 here. Let me try to get that closer to 56. Well, you see it couldn't even try to retest it. It came close, once, but it really just dipped down, and it never even came close to retesting it. And within, a month, this thing just started to tumble. Now, the reason this thing started to fall was not because of their company. There's nothing wrong with Hyliion or anything about their company. They had no bad news come out. They had nothing happen to them. The big reason for the fallout here was because of a different semi-truck company that makes hydrogen trucks, and that company is called Nikola. And what they did was made a fake video of a truck that was supposedly driving down a hill, but in reality, I guess the truck was not even running, and it was just rolling down a hill. And the facts came out about that they lied about the video, and that's what caused all this to happen right in here. All this selling and everybody to just dump this stock because they figured it was tied to Nikola, and they didn't want to be a part of it, I guess. They got in up here, and there was the big hype around this stock and Nikola, but then, since their name was tied to Nikola, they fell along with that other company. So it really, it kind of wasn't fair what happened to them. I really don't think anything changed with their company or their outlook or anything that's going to happen in the future. Nothing really changed with their business model, but the fact is that they got tied to a different company that made a lot of mistakes, and they took the fall for it too. So that's the problem here, and that's what happened with this big fallout. Now, one of the reasons I wanted to make this video is because this stock has a lot of lessons to it, both fundamentally and technically right here. The fundamentals of this stock being tied to Nikola and what happened with them, you can't see that coming. You could do all the due diligence you want and think you have the right plan in place, but you just can't plan out something like that coming. There's nothing you could do when something like that happens. That's not your fault, and if you're stuck holding the bag for that, you just got to know that it's not your fault, and there's nothing you could do. Nothing's wrong with the company you picked, and they didn't do anything, so you can't do anything about it, But, you have to watch out for the FOMO, because if you bought in at the top up here, that was the mistake you made. If you bought in at the bottom right here, you're still good, because I think this stock will recover from where it's at right now, but you just got to be patient. But you got to realize that you can't get in on this FOMO right here, because this FOMO is what caused this thing to fall right here. So that's one of the big reasons I wanted to make the video, is because, the FOMO is one of the big lessons that a lot of people need to learn about when they're just getting into the market and getting into investing, is to stay away from that, because a lot of, this can happen a lot right here. This is what you call a falling knife right here. And even if you're trying to buy this right here while it's falling down, there's no technical analysis you could do right here on the charts, because you don't know where this thing is going to stop. Because I had my chart laid out right here. You could see we had a little bit of support right here at $27. That was supposed to catch it. That did not. Okay, and you would have thought $18 would have stopped it. Well, it did for a little bit, but then it, bounced off the 20, or bounced off the 18 right here, and recovered back up to 27 for a little bit, and then it just kept dropped through the 18 right here, hit our next support level at 15, chilled out right there for a minute, traded sideways for a little bit, And then all of a sudden you had this correction that just hit, and that caused this thing to dip even lower past our $15 support. And then you had our next support level, which was our last line of defense pretty much, was at $12, something I never thought we would even see ever again. I didn't even think that was possible. And that got broken down. You know, the $12 support got broken, and now we're sitting here at the $10 range to where this thing started when it was a SPAC last year. Okay, and that's where this thing finally, I think, bottomed out at just a couple days ago at $10. You could see. Let me zoom in here. Right here on the 30th of March, which was 2 days ago, this thing did bottom out at a low of $10.08. You could see that right here. And I think it's starting to recover from that. You could see, you know, pretty much all SPACs have a bottom of $10, and that's where this came from. A $10 SPAC right in here last year in June, you could see. And that's where we ended up not even a year later after this thing came out. So that's what kind of crazy ride this stock has been on. Let me zoom back out so you can get the full picture again. I mean, look at this thing. Just up and then back down. So now you see what has happened to this stock. And the last reason I wanted to make this video on Hyliion is because this is a great thing to look at right here, this chart. If you look at this chart, ask yourself this question. What do you see when you're looking at this daily chart right here? You should be looking at this daily chart and you should see something. Okay, if you are a trader or, you know, if you're trying to get good at charts, this is something you should see automatically right here. And this is a classic example of it. Okay, and this is exactly why I wanted to take a look at this chart right here and make a video on it, because this is a classic example of a head and shoulders pattern that happened to this company and played out perfectly on their daily chart. For those of you who don't know what a head and shoulders pattern is, we're going to take a look at it, okay? I've gotten rid of my support and resistance lines on my chart, and what I've done is I've kept this line right here. This is my one of my support lines right here, as you can see on the chart. And I'm going to keep that one in just to show you that this support line goes straight through my shoulders right here. Okay, this is the top of my right shoulder, and this is going to be, you know, about the middle of my left shoulder. Okay, and this I'm actually going to put my top resistance point back up, and that's going to be the top of my head up here. Okay, this is the top of my head, and this is going to be the bottom right here at $10. Okay, so we have 3 support and resistance lines. Okay, and that I got rid of everything else, so we'll just map this head and shoulders pattern out right here. We're going to start right here at the bottom at $10, and we're just going to go right up. Okay, we're going to go right up to this point. I'm going to go a little bit past it just to show you the head and shoulders pattern, okay? I'm going to go right up to that point. I'm going to go down in here, connect it to that, and I'm going to go up to my point up here, a little bit past it, right up there. I'm going to come down right into here, go back up, right around there, and come back down that way. And that is my head and shoulder. Whoops, let me get rid of this. Okay, and we'll get rid of that right there. And that's a head and shoulders pattern laid out on our chart right there. Let me see here. Whoops, let me get rid of that. Okay, so let me zoom out so we could see it better. You could see coming up, that's our shoulder, and our head coming down, and our other shoulder coming back down, okay? So that lays out perfectly on our chart, and it played out in real life perfectly. That's exactly what a head and shoulders is. If you guys never seen one before on a chart, this is exactly why I wanted to do the video, so anyone can see this and know exactly what it looks like as it's playing out on a chart. If you see it happening on a stock that you hold, or you're thinking about getting into, you'll know what to look for. Okay, if you see it playing out, you'll know either to get out, if you see it playing out on a chart that you're looking at, or not to buy in. So let me get rid of my head and shoulders thing right here, and let me get into the next thing I wanted to talk about right now, and that's the trend that I've seen this thing in right here. So let me grab a trend line, and I'm just going to draw a trend from this top right here all the way down here. Okay, this thing has been on a downtrend since we hit that high right there, or since, the top, that high right there, and it's been coming down ever since. Okay, and this is another reason I wanted to make this video today too. Okay, because I saw something on the chart that I wanted to share with you guys. So I'm just going to draw that trend line in. I'm going to change that to red, just so you know it's a downtrend, and I'm going to just make it thicker. Okay, let me draw it a little bit longer just so we know what we're looking at here. Okay, that's pretty good. Draw this a little bit longer here. Okay, and we'll get that in there. Okay, so I think we got it set up pretty good there. Let me move our chart over and we'll zoom in here, and let's check out what we're looking at here. So I saw this developing yesterday, and I wanted to take a look at it. Whoops, I think we got to move this a little bit. Let me see here. Let me move this down a little bit just so it, oh, no we don't. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, so you could see right here, I connected it to this. Yeah, there we go. That's pretty good. Okay, and it's, hasn't been able to break out of this downtrend yet. Okay, and that's been all the way since it's staying in this downtrend, and that's all the way since, when was this? September 30th? Or actually, you could go back to when it hit the all-time high, which was September 2nd. It has not broken out of this downtrend right here, okay? It hasn't broken this line, okay, except for today, okay? Because if you look at this right here, look at that. Look at our daily chart right here. You see that little bit of red poking through our line right there? That is a little bit of a breakthrough right there. You have a little bit of a breakout. And as you could see, look at the daily chart. As we bottomed out at 10 right there, it has been on a little bit of an uptrend. And you could see coming off of our $10 support, I don't think we're going to drop any lower than that. So we're coming into a wedge right here between our trend line and our support. So I don't think this thing has anywhere to go but out of this downtrend. And once we break out of this downtrend, it has nowhere to go but up. Okay, I'm thinking this is a perfect time to get into this stock for a bounce off the bottom, because you've seen this thing come down all the way from the top, and it's going to hit this bottom right here, and it's going to bounce. And it's going to bounce pretty hard, I think. And I think it's going to recover probably back up to around our $15 range. Let me draw our line back over here. That was our support at $15, so we'll just draw that line back in, and we had a support at 18 also. So let me draw our line back at 18. So I think it's either going to bounce off this $10 and probably come back up to around this $15 to $18 range, if not between the 18 to somewhere in between this $27 range. Okay, so those are my trade ideas on this one. I hope you guys liked the video and you got some pretty good trade ideas and you learned something from this video. Don't forget to hit that notification button and that subscription button so you don't miss out on any more videos or trade ideas like this, okay? And don't forget to check out the links in the description below. We'll see you next time on Chart Stoppers.